HTML formatting. In this lesson we're going to learn how to add formatting to your website, and we're going to do this using CSS. So in this lesson what we're going to do first of all is state the purpose of formatting. We're going to follow that by investigating how changing web page formatting using CSS, and finally we'll demonstrate using formatting to improve your website design. Now, similar to the previous lesson, we need a topic to be able to create a website about. And today's topic is chatting safely online. Now, again, you will find a link to the video at the bottom of the screen. And while watching this video, you need to answer the following questions. What are some of the benefits and indeed risks of talking with people online that you don't know face to face? Second question, what's one comment in the video that you agree with and why? And finally, what do you share with others online? Make sure that you write down the answers to these questions so that you can use them to create your website. Pause the video now so you can watch the video and answer the questions. Now, first of all, we're going to state the purpose of formatting. Now, formatting is when we alter the way data or information appears on the screen. Now, examples of these could be putting something into bold, changing the colour of it, or italicizing it. Now, if I use the following tags, you can see these tags here. If I surround a piece of text with these tags, then that will put something into bold. If I use these tags here, it will change something into italics. And obviously you need the opening tag and you need the closing tag for this. Now that can be done on just a small amount of text. If I want to add formatting to a whole contents of a tag, I need to use CSS, and that stands for Cascading Style Sheet. And what it is a tool for adding formatting to web documents where it will change the contents of a whole tag into a certain format. Now this is how you'll need to do it. So first of all, you tell it what tag you want to do it of. So in this case, I've chosen a H1 tag. I then must tell it what exactly I want to change about it. So the first thing is the colour. Now this stands for the text colour. I'm then telling it I want that colour to be blue. Now I'm actually going to change two things about it, so I need to separate it with a colon. I then change the size of the font, and I've chosen size 12 px for it to be that size. Now the whole of this must be surrounded by these curved brackets. Now it's very, very important that you use these curved brackets when you are declaring something. Now this is one way of writing it, where you put it all in one row. This will do exactly the same thing. Notice we still have our curved brackets opening and closing. And we still have our colon at the end of each of our declarations. But the two declarations are exactly the same, just on separate lines. It might be easier to use this particular method because it's easier for you to see exactly what you have changed. And in fact, this time what we've done is changed the alignment of it to make it into the center. Now, the spelling of colour. You may notice that it doesn't have a U in it. And this is because HTML uses the American spelling of both colour and center, because you will notice that center was also spelt the American way. This is important that you also do this, because if you don't, then it will not work. Okay, so we're now going to have a look at some of the ways in which we can change how our pages look and feel using formatting in CSS. So the first property that we can change is the background colour. And again, notice the spelling of colour. what this will do is change the whole of the background colour of the tag that we choose. In the example, you can see that we've changed the background colour of the whole body, which means that our whole website will have the background colour of, in this case, powder blue. The second property is the text colour. Obviously, we've shown you this on the previous slide. But again, in this case, I've changed the heading, H1, to red colour. We've then got font family. And what this one does is changes the font that the text appears in. And you can see I've changed the font family of a whole paragraph, in this case, to Courier font. Then there is font size. Now it changes the size that the text appears on the screen. And again, I've changed the whole of a paragraph to font size 160%. That's one way of doing it, using a percentage. Or you state what size you actually want it to be, would be 15 pixels, px. The last property I'm going to show you is text align, and this changes where the position of the text is on the screen. So you can see we've made a whole paragraph, in this case, go into the centre. And again, note the spelling of centre is the American version. So you're now going to demonstrate using some of these formatting skills that I've shown you to improve a website that you are going to now create. And this website you're going to create as a brand new website on REPL is about chatting safely online, which obviously you have got the answers to your questions from earlier. Now, first of all, in order to set some formatting, you need to create a website to format. So in the developing section, you need to make 3 headers, benefits, drawbacks and advice, and under each of these write a paragraph. The first bit of formatting you will do in the developing section is to change any word to do with safety into bold. And every time social media is used, make it italics. Make sure you open and close the section that you want in bold, and the same for italics. Moving on to secure, this is where you will need to go into your style.css on REPL. We talked about that right at the beginning of the lessons about HTML. So the first thing you will do is change the whole of the background colour of the body to a colour of your choice. You then must change the font colour of your H1 tag. On your style.css for mastered, you then must change the size of the H1 text, either using a percentage or a pixel number. You then must change the font in a paragraph. And finally, make your H1 in the centre. Now, if you manage to do all of this and you want to go to town with your design, there is an excellence which you may choose to do, which is to impress me with formatting. There's many formatting I have not taught you, so if you would like to find out more, you can always do that and impress me with some of those skills that you know. As before, you now need to take a picture of your code and the picture of your website and upload those both to Clash Charts.